My spouse's former high school sweetheart reached out to him, confessed she still harbors feelings for him, and he admitted he feels something for her too. She began messaging him every day until she ultimately asked him to leave me and elope with her. Hi everyone, I'm a 27-year-old woman, and my husband, also 27, whom we'll call Ethan, a pseudonym, have been together for nearly 8 years, married for 3. Before we met, Ethan was involved with Sophia, now 28, another pseudonym. They met in high school, where they were incredibly tight-knit friends before they started a romantic relationship. Their romance began at the end of their senior year and lasted through their first year of college. They shared many milestones, including their first intimate experiences. Ethan has shared that Sophia was the first person he ever truly loved. He went to great lengths for her, like driving over 2.5 hours each way between their colleges every weekend during their freshman year, as they attended schools in different states. Their relationship shifted toward the end of their freshman year when Sophia became deeply involved with a spiritual organization at her college. Ethan says she grew controlling and emotionally harmful, pushing new expectations on him and trying to redeem him. He attempted to meet her demands, like attending services with her, but it left him feeling lost, hurt, and eventually bitter, leading to a messy breakup. A few months later, Ethan met me. We started dating casually at first, because Ethan was still grappling with the pain and trust issues from his time with Sophia. After roughly 5 months, he felt ready for a committed relationship. 3.5 years later, we were engaged, and a year after that, we tied the knot. Now, nearly 3 years into our marriage, here we are. Throughout our relationship, Ethan had no contact with Sophia. Meanwhile, Sophia had moved on, gotten married, and had a young child. Then, about 10 days ago, Ethan and I relocated to a new home nearer to our hometowns and shared the news on social media. After seeing our update, Sophia messaged Ethan, congratulating us on the move and wishing us well. It was a brief, polite exchange, unexpected but not alarming. They chatted lightly about homeownership, moving logistics, and renovations. Ethan told me about her reaching out, and while I found it slightly strange, I didn't think much of it. A few days later, Ethan asked to talk, urging me not to panic. Naturally, I started worrying. He revealed that Sophia had continued messaging him after their initial chat and sent a lengthy message expressing regret for how she treated him at the end of their relationship. She wanted to apologize in person and clear the air. Ethan asked for my thoughts, and I was uneasy about why she felt compelled to do this after so long, and why it had to be face-to-face. After talking to a friend who had a similar experience where the ex backed off afterward, I reluctantly agreed, hoping for a similar outcome. I was mistaken. Ethan and Sophia arranged to meet at a cafe halfway between our home and where she lives with her husband and child, an hour's drive for Ethan. The meeting happened last Saturday. Initially, I offered to go along and wait in the car, expecting a brief, awkward exchange where she'd say her piece, and we could move on. Ethan convinced me I'd be bored and he'd feel guilty leaving me waiting, so I should stay home. He anticipated it would take an hour at most and promised to be back soon. I agreed, and he left early to meet her at 10 a.m. He texted me when he arrived, saying he'd update me when he was leaving. After an hour, I checked in, and he said things were fine, and he was listening to her. Another hour passed, and I grew uneasy, thinking they should have wrapped up. After 3 hours, I was frustrated and texted him, asking when he'd be back. He said they were catching up and he'd let me know. I can't tell you the full story in short. To watch the full story, click the related link below.